Can you please share the history of skin bleaching in Jamaica?
Well, skin bleaching, again, we have to go colonial, because if you are told that black is ugly, anything too black no good is a proverb that the average child grows up knowing the meaning of in a place like Jamaica. You internalize that. That's racism. That is how racism becomes refracted in our system of socialization. So the brown child in the family gets better treatment than the dark-skinned child. It translates into how the child is treated at school, how you're treated in the workplace, how you're treated in the media. I mean, look at the Observer and page 3 and who gets featured, And so the notion that if you're white, you're all right, if you're brown, stick around, if you're black, get back, is something that people have had to contend with in a society that gave value in terms of your freedom to whether you were one color stream or the other. And so, again, we have not decolonized this value system. And we have a situation where, I don't know if you remember when Joan Andrea Hutchinson went on television as someone who bumped up her hair, and people were calling from uptown saying, take that bumpy head gal off the TV. And she, being a person who critically reflected on the society through comedy, made a whole commentary on that. That bumpy head gal. She made a tape back in the days of making tapes. But it also was a serious refraction and resistance to the dominance of the voice of the sector of the society that we call socially white, or the brownings, the ones who are entitled to have that opinion and have it reproduced into how we organize the society, unfortunately. So the notion of bleaching, back in the day, maybe 40 years ago or more, people used to just use Ambien, Nadinola, and it was just seen as, you just want to tone out your skin a little bit. But now the rampant use of these imported gels and creams and rubbings and all these paraphernalia that people use to change their complexion from black to brown. And this architecture of transforming one's look is supported by the merchants who encourage this practice by bringing the products in and who profit from said products. I just was kissed by Abby. And so you have to wonder at a society that doesn't cauterize the practices that are alien to a sense of self-making, a sense of elevating oneself in a development, in a sustainable development kind of way. This is something that is leaving people behind, whereas the UN, the United Nations, has a mantra that says, leave no one behind. So we need to be more intentional about speaking out, acting out, making policy that will prevent people from harming themselves, because melanin is something that enables us to use our pituitary gland for producing and reproducing our intelligence. Now, when you deracinate your skin using skin bleaching products, and when you use chemicals to straighten your hair, not only is it disfiguring you in terms of how you look, but it is also sending a message that you have no value, that you don't value what your contribution is to this world in terms of your own embodiment and your own interaction with other people in the society. The fact that your self-concept is hinged to a racialized platform, a racialized model of how we should look, then people are now so hooked on weaves and these kinds of artificial self-representations that you don't quite know who a person is. So when you hear the police describing a wanted person and saying the person is of a bleached complexion, then you know that we're really twisted.
Well, let me hear